I titled Live at Your Own Risk. Whether you're so stupid that you do things to harm yourself, or whether it's just some kind of haphazard accident, that's the kind of stuff we're going to get into in this segment. We start out with a man from Brazil. This guy decided, it's been in the news now, this guy decided he wanted to be buff. And he didn't want to do it the real way, the hard way. So he decided to inject himself with these different cocktails to give him this rather Hulk-like appearance. I mean, literally like the Incredible Hulk. Meet Romario dos Santos. Now, this is a man who wanted to look like the real Hulk, and it almost cost him both of his arms as a result. This Brazilian-born guy was injecting his body with sight enhancement oil. It's commonly referred to as synthol. And, bodybuilders often use this to essentially hide a lagging body part, one that's not responding as well to training. And this cocktail is a mix of oil, lidocaine, and alcohol, but the street versions often contain, other ingredients that you don't know of.
Crap.
Well, needless to say, I mean, this already sounds unhealthy, but injecting this synthol can lead to problems like, pulmonary embolisms, nerve damage, and in this guy's case, oil-filled pockets that actually cause your muscles to turn into rock.
Ugh.
And you look at the guy, there's nothing natural looking about him.
I watched the video, dude. It's disturbing.
I mean, this is ridiculous looking when you look at this guy.
Yeah. Well, he envies the Hulk, is what it was.
Right.
His whole fascination with the Hulk has gotten way. I mean, there's a lot of bodybuilders out there. The guy whose arm exploded, or almost whatever it is. The guy Tony something or other. That guy.
Yeah,
was
guy that was doing isolatory steroid injections.
Right, just to his biceps. He was about 5'9". He had a little man syndrome, so he wanted to be as big as possible. And he literally put the injection, the needle in one day, and his arms erupted with infection. It's like, oh God, why?
I mean, this is what you call Darwinism at its finest.
Oh, let it thin him out, man.
Clearly the guy's suffering from some kind of mental issue. But
yeah, he envies the Hulk, a fictional character, is what it is.
But I can't see where any woman is going to find this attractive. When you look at the way that this guy is built, you look at his traps, it's absolutely absurd. I mean, anyone that's listening to the show, Google Romario dos Santos and take a gander at this guy's physique. It looks absolutely ridiculous.
Tweet it. We have a Twitter. We got to get on that damn Twitter at Cranially.
That's right. You can't find us there.
Super kudos to that guy's wife because she stayed with him through all the crap, even through the hardest times. He almost killed himself.
Oh, so he's married.
He's married. He has a child. He almost killed himself because of all that crap that went on.
When he was going to commit suicide when he found out he was going to lose his arms? Is that what it was?
Yeah. But I mean, it's turned out in good for him. But he also, he got addicted mentally to the whole process is what he did. Like when you work out, some people get addicted to working out because that endorphin rush you get. And he got addicted to working out, and he's very lucky. He's very lucky. He almost lost his limbs.
You look at the before and after pictures of the guy. You look at the way the guy looked prior to the injections. Kind of a slight build to him. Certain guys you look at, and they're already big guys to begin with. It doesn't take them much to blow up. This guy... obviously, it looked like he had a high metabolism. He looked like that stereotypical high metabolic skinny guy. The guy that just exactly. The guy that just can't put on weight, is never going to put on that much muscle mass. I'm assuming that's probably how it started out. I don't know what the genesis of this was, but I'm assuming from an outside view that he probably did try to do it the right way at first and was probably discouraged by the gains that he wasn't seeing. And then decided to take a shortcut. That's typically what what the story is with guys like this. But it's one thing if you're doing it and it looks normal, but there's nothing normal looking about this. At what point was his wife telling him, you got to stop? And what is the gain out of all this as well? If he's already married and he's got a kid, typically most of us just let ourselves go at that point.
Well, it's freaky, but if you get a chance, what I'll try to do is I'll get that video, I'll repost it online. It's about a 5-minute video, and it's pretty enlightening to the fact of what these guys go through. Because they're not, none of the guys that shoot that crap are respected in any way, shape, or form in the weightlifting community, the bodybuilding community. So they're pretty much looked on as the Roger Clemenses and the A-Rods of the bodybuilding community.
Yeah, but I'll take umbrage with that because there's not a bodybuilder alive that's not on steroids.
No, I'm saying, but
so they look down on the synthol, but they don't look down on the actual sauce.
They take steroids and enhance their workout.
Right.
It helps them repair their muscles faster. But this synthol crap is a puff up. It's,
right.
It's literally just like getting a butt injection or getting collagen injection for your lips to make them plumper. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Why you say anything?
You could just do the Kylie Jenner method for your lips and stick your
penis in it. Oh, I will.
No, stick your lips in a bottle and suck the air out. Have you seen them doing that?
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I'll put it there.
When I want to get plumper, I just watch Chatterbait.com.
Chatterbait.com, our new website, but much better than lemonparty.org.
We're not sponsored by them, but perhaps we should be.
We should call. I'm gonna reach out. Reach around, maybe. Or, I don't know. Reach down, tug it up a couple times.
In another story of self-inflicted health problems, we talk about obsessions, whether it's a workout obsession. On the flip side of that, on the lazy side, the sedentary side, if you will, the online gaming obsession that so many people succumb to. I remember when the game City of Heroes came out.
Yeah, the superhero game?
And I didn't leave the house for about a year.
Really?
Got so sucked into that game.
Mom, bucket!
I called that game, instead of City of Heroes, I called it City of Divorce.
Yeah,
because every single person I knew that played that game, we all had relationship issues within 6 to 8 months.
It was like the World of Warcraft.
Well, now that you found Chatterbait, I'm a little worried that you might go down that path again.
I might not leave the house.
It's a great website, man. I hit that sucker at least once a day.
I'm going to save so much money at the bar.
Yeah.
But I'm going to spend it all on lube.
It's my morning ritual. I'll go get coffee, stir in a little cactus honey powder. I don't use regular sugar. Put some milk in it, mix it up, have a sip, walk over to the computer, turn it on, put my password in. Incognito window. Chatterbait.com.
But this kid's got, this Chinese kid had an internet gaming obsession. And after a 14-day internet binge, he collapses. And overseas, you see a lot of these internet cafes, right?
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of these people hang out. 14 straight days he was playing this game over there. He goes to collapse from dehydration, from lack of sleep. The paramedics show up, and he tells them to turn on his computer and to leave him alone.
Wow. There's... Just like anything else, you're going to have somebody who gets all up in its ass. What game was it again?
They didn't say what game
Probably
it was.
World of Warcraft.
Now, they named him only as Mr. Xia, Xia, which, in China is pronounced Xia.
Zsa Gabor.
But the woman that was running was actually a cleaning lady at the cafe known as Miss Wong.
Oh, he was in the cafe?
Yeah, she said that she saw the young man stagger out of the building, and this was after a 2-week online binge. And they said that the whole time he was chain smoking, repeatedly dodged showers, and ate virtually nothing. And this was at 7 a.m. He told the cleaning lady that he was feeling a little dizzy, hadn't eaten for a day, and that he would go out to get some food. And this is when he went to go stand up on his own, she had to help him stand. And when he collapsed, he basically told the paramedics when they were trying to treat him, just shut up and turn the game back on.
Let's just say this is World of Warcraft. Don't they have little shops you can buy crap in? And
what,
sit
you
down.
gonna buy some virtual food? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but virtual food, and then you got virtual bars. You can just go park up, have a virtual beer, and go get something to eat. What the fuck is wrong with him? Everybody's always wanting to campaign and do all that crap in those stupid games.
One of the problems that makes those games so captivating, that compels you so much to hover over them. This is what I experienced with the City of Heroes thing. Is these games, in order for you to realize real gains in terms of leveling up and stuff, you're required to play as a group. You're not going to advance your character if you're trying to solo missions.
Right.
It just becomes too difficult. So then you form a guild like you do in World of Warcraft, like you do in a lot of these what they call MMORPGs, these massive multiplayer online role-playing games. And you're compelled to hover over the computer because the only time you can really advance is if you're on there when all your buddies are, so that you can all play together. Right. And that's really what kind of creates this phenomena of feeling like you can't walk away and you can't miss a beat with it. And so that's what happened to me with it. It was like every time my buddies were on, I'm like, oh, I got to play because otherwise I'm not going to advance. And then you go on, if you take it or leave it and you go back on, all the guys that you play with have advanced so far beyond you that you can no longer team up with them.
Well, that's when Joe and Chucky and I were getting on Grand Theft Auto Online, man. I mean, my character was up to 60, level 60, and then Chucky did the whole thing where he pulled the cheat thing where somebody showed him how to put it in the garage and sell it deal on Grand Theft Auto 5. And but Joe and I were, we were playing that pretty good straight for at least 3 months.
I lived next to you at the time. And
I kept trying to get your ass to play, but you were...
Well, I thought about it, but when I saw as a neighbor how unproductive you were.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Every time I would drive out of my driveway, it'd be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I know your ass is supposed to be working. And I'd look over and I'd be like, oh, there's his car in the driveway again.
Damn, own your own
that
business.
That mofo
bullshit.
is playing some Grand Theft Auto right now instead of working.
I did not discover Chatterbait at that time.
I remember when the great Chris Nelly and I lived together. He would often come home on his lunch break from work because his office was around the corner. This is when I worked a retail job, so I had odd hours. And I remember I'd get up in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'd go out.
It's still the morning.
Yeah, it's still the morning.
You're really breathing in that mic. Just kidding. Go ahead.
I'd get up in the morning, and I'd go out into the living room, and there's Chris playing Call of Duty. And what the hell are you doing? He's like, lunch break. Like you really drove all the way from your office back home to get on Call of Duty for 20, 30 minutes so you can go back to work.
It's that RT strength, dude. Wow. Yeah, those games will get into you. I mean, Chucky tries to say he wasn't all enveloped in World of Warcraft, but he was, man, for a bit. He even got him and his roommate got in arguments and stuff like that over who could use a computer, and Chucky bought the expansion pack, and she wouldn't let him use it because she'd go on these 20-hour binges. And like, oh, Lord.
Yeah, it doesn't work if your roommates and you only have one computer.
Yeah, it was one of those deals. All I hear was, she's being a bitch. I was like, just because she won't let you use her shit and stuff.
Yeah, man. if you're going to invest the money in the game, you should invest the money in actually having a way to play the game. But from self-inflicted health problems to a random encounter that causes your health problems. And kudos, this was another guy that I considered giving the Badass of the Week title to, the pizza guy.
This guy was pretty badass. This guy had a Louisville, Kentucky. And, Louisville's got a pretty sketchy little area in certain parts, but this poor kid was stabbed and robbed on Sunday, but he still delivered his pizza. He still delivered his pizza pies. Josh Lewis, 25 years old, college student, delivering Spinelli's Pizza to Northern Hospital when he was allegedly stabbed in the back and robbed.
Well, that's convenient.
He was, exactly. He was delivering to the hospital. He managed to carry in his pizzas to the emergency room. I wonder if he got his money. He probably didn't. Before he collapsed. So the regional manager of the Willow praised him and commitment to his job. Pizza delivery driver. It's a tough job. I used to love doing pizza delivery.
If I got stabbed doing that, I would just throw the pizza on the ground and walk away.
I would eat the pizza.
Yeah, I'd probably
that would
eat
be
the
a
pizza.
great last meal, possibly. But he just walked in there and said, "Hi, I'm from Spinelli's. I have a pizza delivery," and then collapsed. That's dedication, baby, right there. That's what I gotta say. Give that kid a raise, man. Give him up to $1.50 now a delivery.
I mean, kudos to the guy for sticking with it. Seriously, like you guys said, it's such a menial job. I mean, it's not like you're the CEO of some major company.
It's straight out cash, dude.
I mean, you're not making a 6-figure income. You're not making a 7-figure income. You get stabbed. Hey, look, you're going to the hospital. I mean, I'd piece out. I'd take the pizza with me, take it to the hospital, and while they're treating me, I'd be sitting there eating it in ER. Throwing some slices out to the hot nurses while they're treating me.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the crazy thing about that is that poor guy gets. One of my buddies got robbed at that apartment complex on 301 and Causeway.
Yeah, that's a dicey one.
That's a dicey one. He went in there, and the guy ran at him, and John just happened to keep his tire iron right there, and he grabbed the tire iron and came out, and he had to break the guy's arm. He came, grabbed it real quick as the guy was trying to attack him, and he cracked this guy because the guy put his arm up, and he had to break this dude's arm, and he got away with all his money and unscathed. But we, there's certain places we refuse to deliver in, like the Starlight Mobile Home Park down in Valrico. The Valrico store, you walk up front to get your pizza nowadays. You don't go into that place.
You say that. I remember about 10 years ago living in Lakeview Village, Lakewood and Brandon. And Natasha and I, my ex-wife and I, were living there, and I go to call like a Papa John's or something. I can't remember what it was, and ordered a pizza, and they said, yeah, we don't deliver in your neighborhood anymore. And I got off the phone, and I looked at her, and I said, it's official. We live in the hood.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
That's when you know that your neighborhood, there goes the neighborhood, as they like to say.
Well, those sounds are... There we go. That's a little bit better.
You know, from a pizza guy that was committed to his job to a police officer that forgot all about his pledge.